Hallo, willkommen bei Abrasive Imaging. Mein Name ist Matthias Stange. Ich bin der Eigentümer von der Firma Abrasive Imaging und dieses Video machen wir, um einfach mal das Starter-Set vorzustellen, was die Bestandteile sind und was man damit umsetzen kann.
So here you can see the main parts of the set. It's an exposure unit, a washer, a wiry brush, a plastic burnisher tape, SR3000 photoresist, inkjet media, and a silicon release paper, so cover paper. That's a UV exposure unit bulby. So it's the cover, and the UV bulb itself is about 40 centimeter. And the cover is a plastic tube and a blanket. You can see how to switch on and off. So it's directly starting, there is no delay. And here you can see how to remove the blanket from the plastic cover. So at first you need to put the shiny side of the photoresist onto the blanket, so the matte side shows up. And now you have to put the printed artwork, black and white printed on inkjet media. You have to put the printed side on the matte side of the photoresist. And now you have to put the blanket directly on the plastic cover. So here you can see the compression that's needed to keep the details. Now you put the cover on top of the UV bulb and expose for 20 seconds. So here you can use your countdown function of your mobile phone or a clock. But it needs to expose 20 seconds. And after 20 seconds you just have to switch off the UV bulb. After UV exposure you have to remove the photoresist for the washout process. And again you need to wash out the matte side. So that's a washing gun with a special flat spray nozzle. You have to work very close depending on your water pressure at home. And here you can see how to remove the unexposed areas. The areas were hidden behind the black ink of the artwork. They behave like a soap. You can wash them, so they dissolve with water. We are using cold water and let's say about 3 to 4 bar pressure. You can speed up and get more details if you use a pressure washer with the flat spray nozzles from us. So you would work much faster, but for sure for A4 size you can also use the washing gun, which is part of the system. So you can see it needs to be really clear like glass. No residue should be left. So that's a wet film. It's pretty milky and you need to dry it as long as it becomes completely blue. So very even. That's how the film should look like when it's dry. So you can see again, everything behind the black ink behaves like a soap and will be washed away to create a sandblast resist stencil. That's how it works. The exposed areas, the blue areas, are hardened out with UV light and they become like a rubber or a plastic. So they are sandblasting resistant and water resistant for sure. And that's a release paper. The release cover paper is made to store the film. So you can put it into a folder and use it after several months, or you can directly use it. but it's to protect the sticky side of the photoresist. So it's the self-stick material, and to protect it from dust and from anything else, you should always store it on the cover paper. So now I will show you how to apply the sandblasting mask made with SR3000 from Rayzist. So this time we will take a whiskey glass. At first you need to clean it up because you do not want to have any fatty fingers on the surface or dust or whatever. So you need a clean surface to apply the film correctly, the mask correctly. And here you can see that you can apply it and remove it as often as you want until you find the correct way. So you can also make some marks on the glass and apply the film, but you can correct it anytime. So, and after you setted the film correctly, you have to remove the plastic liner. So that's a thick plastic liner, you need to remove it. And then you can apply the soft sandblasting mask onto the glass. It's very flexible. And after applying and after removing the plastic liner, you need the wire wheel brush to remove air bubbles, which are trapped in between the sandblasting vinyl or the SR3000 mask and the glass, to avoid any mistakes while sandblasting. And now you just need to cover the rest of the glass with some tape, sandblasting resistant tape. That's also part of the set, so all you need is in the set. Everything is included. And you only need to cover the area which are sandblasted, so you don't need to cover the glass all around, just the areas you're hitting with the sandblast. So sometimes you do not have only straight objects like a whiskey tumbler, or you have also a glass like a here grappa, which is pretty curvy. And now I will show you how to apply a mask without the plastic liner, so you can go all around the glass without having any problems, any issues. The plastic liner is what you need to get rid of at first. So remove the plastic liner, and now you just have only the very soft sandblasting mask itself, and you can easily go all around. You can lift it and you can put it down, and you can easily apply it on the glass without having wrinkles in the artwork. And the film itself, it's very stable, so it's a multi-layer material, so you don't need to be afraid to lose details. So that's how it works. Very, very easy on curvy stuff. The next step is also, I will show you how to work on stone. So you just you don't need or you can work on any surfaces. You can work on metal, you can work on stone, on ceramics, but in this case what I will show you is how to apply a mask onto stone and what's important. So this is a half-tone raster created with software CorelDRAW. So we are pretty specialized in CorelDRAW. We are working since years, nearly 18 years now with Corel. So there aren't any questions left. And you can you can engrave finest halftones with SR3000 from Rayzist onto stone, on ceramic, on anything else, and especially here for stone, it's great to use. Again, you have to apply it, then you have to peel off the plastic liner, and if you don't have fingernails, or just take a little bit of tape, put it on the edge of the plastic liner and remove it. Just a handy hint from my side. And if you have some wrinkles in the artwork or in the sandblasting mask now, you just can correct it any time. So just take your hand and press it down, and then after correcting the artwork and the sandblasting mask, you just have to remove the air trapped between the sandblasting mask and the stone to keep all the details, little spots. So a raster is made of spots, black and white. We wrote also tutorials for it, so you're free to download it from our homepage, free tutorials. We are using here aluminium oxide, 150 grit, and the sandblasting is pretty fast. The pressure is about 3.5 bar, and we use the same pressure and the same grit not just for glass, we also use it for stone, as you can see. So fine halftone raster, and the stuff what is removed now, the clear stuff, is the membrane. So it should look like that, so it's not an accident. So the membrane is always on top, and you always have to remove the membrane. So as I mentioned before, it's a multi-layer material, so there are multiple layers. The blue is the mask itself, and on top there is a clear liner, a very thin membrane, which needs to be removed. And that it's after sandblasting, everything is pretty dull. When it's shiny, it's mostly not sandblasted. So now I will show you how easy it is to remove the photoresist without any residue left on the surface. Very quick and easy to remove. The hardest part is to remove the sandblasting tape, the yellow stuff, because it's pretty tacky. And now I will soak it with a glass cleaner for 1 or 2 minutes, so the material comes off on its own. So it's just soaking in, and it's easy to remove afterwards with a tissue paper. Yeah, as you can see, the hardest part is the blasting tape, the yellow stuff. You can also speed up the cleaning if you just take a water basin with warm water and some soap. Just leave the glasses for some minutes in the warm water, and the mask will come off. That would speed up cleaning immediately. So after soaking the material on the stone, you can wipe it off with a tissue. That's it, very easy to clean. It becomes very soft, and you will avoid to scratch the surface by that way. So I would do exactly the same if I would work on a mirror, for example. So, and now you see here the problem. A wet stone, you don't see the image. So after it's dried, the image will show up, but if the stone gets wet outside, the artwork will disappear. So the next step is I will show you how to color the engraved picture. So what I have here is a special color for stone, and I will show you how to wipe it in. So I'm not taking white color, it's light gray, a very light gray, and I will just take some drops of this very thick oil color for stone to increase the quality and to protect the engraving. So after it's colored, you can put it outside, and you will see it in the rain, so nothing will happen with the engravings. You will always see it. You can see how I wipe it in. So it's wiping in the color and directly polishing it. So it's a very thin coating, which is pretty good. It will last for years. And you can always recolor it if something will happen, if some customers are cleaning it with alcohol or whatever. You can just clean it completely and recolor it. So very easy. And you have a much better contrast now. And the same you can also do with glass, but I will show it now. So here we have a special nano coating. So the pigment itself is, it's glass. So the white pigment is white glass. It's microfine, and you do the same. You wipe it in, you polish it in, so the glass particles will stay in the engraving. That's also important why we are using 150 mesh abrasive for engraving, because that's the best if you color fill the engraving later on. And after filling the engraving with the pigment, you just need to polish the surface, and then you have really bright, nice contrast. And this color you can also get in blue and green and orange and black, anthracite, and also in gold. Gold is not that nice, but every other color. And I tested it several times in the dishwasher, and it doesn't come off. So this stuff is also produced here in Germany. So you can see also some other engravings we made with the SR3000. Here a flamed sandstone. Colored stone too, or a book. Yeah, that's what you can do with SR3000. Yeah, many thanks for watching and listening to me. And if you have further questions, you are free to contact us anytime. Thank you. Bye.